Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode with your girl, Audrey Codner. Happy Friday! All right, so I really don't remember what happened yesterday. All I know, I was mad tired, and yeah, that's all I can recall. But then I had all these people blowing up my messages, blowing up my phone, blowing up my email. Hey, Miss Audrey, is there a way that you can redo the rational? I understand, but I don't understand. Can you do the redo? I don't understand the first part. I don't get the first part. Okay. All right, one, I need for y'all to breathe. Life is way too short to be this damn stressed. Okay, so what I'm going to do tonight is give you a quick overview all the way from beginning to simplifying rational expressions to reviewing fractoring to multiplying, dividing, and as well as adding and subtracting. So if you guys are coming in, come on in, give me a little tap. Let me make sure that you guys are still alive and around. So we are going to be breaking stuff on down. I know I'm usually here at 1 o'clock, but hey, life got in the way, so I had to handle. Okay? So, hello, Bella. How are you? Welcome back, girl. So, hello, Bella. How are you? Welcome back, girl. Okay? So, we're going to do a lot of reflecting. I know a lot of you guys are like, I got to test. We're going to do a lot of reflecting. I know a lot of you guys are like, I got a test on this. Or like some people were telling me today, my teacher was talking about this yesterday. And I was just like, I'm just going to wait till Miss Audrey goes over it. A little tear of pride came down, rolling on my cheek. But anyway, but we're actually going to be breaking us all the way down. All right. So what I'm going to be doing first off is simplifying. Okay, we're going to simplify it in order for you to do the multiplying, the dividing, the adding, the subtracting. You have to understand how to simplify a rational expression. All right. Notice we're not saying the equation. We're not having it equal to anything just yet. We're just breaking it on down step by step. All right. Hello, love. Hello, Harvey. Hello, Roberto. All right. So when you guys are coming in, let's see if we can get it up to like 300. Let's do a couple more taps. All right, a few more taps. That's all you gotta do. To 300. Let's go. Really, guys? There's 17 of you guys in here. Come on. Oh, 16? You think I had to beg for you? All right. There we go. Thank you. See, that wasn't so hard. All right, so let's work on simplifying it real quick. Okay, let's see how we're doing with this. So if we have 2x plus 6 over 4x minus 12. We can break this down, okay? Let me zoom up so you can actually see it. Okay, we can break this down. Always the first thing when you're about to do anything, always ask yourself, do I have a GCF? So my numerator, it has a GCF, which is 2. So we're going to pull that 2 out. That means my original, I'm going to divide it by 2. So 2x divided by 2 gives me 1x or just x. 6 divided by 2, that gives me a positive 3. Now, let's break down the denominator. 4 and 12, what do they have in common? Right away, a lot of people say 2. But there is a higher number. If you do 2, that means you're going to have to break down your parentheses yet again. What else has 4 and 12? That means we got a 4. So now we got our original 4x minus 12, we're going to divide it by 4. So 4x divided by 4 gives me 1x, or just x. And then we have a negative 12 divided by 4. That gives me a negative 3. So even when we break it down, I notice right here inside the and one's negative. So they can't be simplified. But if I look here at that 2 and that 4, I can simplify those. 2 and 4 both have 2 in common. So if I say 2 divided by 2, that gives me 1. And 4 divided by 2 will give me 2. So my final answer is my numerator is going to be x plus 3. But my denominator is going to be 2 times x minus 3. Do you have to do the redistribution over again? Not really. But if anything, take a quick look at your answer choices. Because if you're doing the GED, the ASVAB, and even if you're doing college algebra, and majority of you guys are going to be doing this as an online course. So when that happens, take a look at your answer choices. Okay, majority of the time when you're doing an online course, majority of the answers are going to be multiple choice. All right, so this is my final answer because that x plus 3 and that x minus 3, they're not exactly the same. Okay, and even if you try to pull out a negative one, because I know there's going to be some brainiac out there that's going to say, why don't you factor out the negative 1? No, because then you're going to make the x negative, and then it's really not going to be like terms. All right? Just leave it. Leave it alone. Right there. Enough. All right? So that was your first one. I'm going to see if I can shrink that down just a hair. All right. Here is another one. Okay, so right now we're just working on simplifying rational expressions. So if we have x squared minus 5x plus 6, and then we have x squared plus 2x minus 15. All right, so we do not have a binomial being divided by a binomial. Now we got a trinomial divided by a trinomial. So anytime I see a trinomial and my highest degree is to the second power, I'm thinking about factoring. So that means I want to break this stuff down into 2 parentheses. Okay, we got 2 sets of parentheses there and 2 sets of parentheses there. So, like for most of you guys that probably have never seen my lives before, I like to take things step by step. So I'm going to cover up my bottom one and I'm going to focus on the numerator. Since my leading coefficient is an x, so right away, I'm going to split my x's. There's going to be 1x there and 1x there. But then I have to think, and this is going to be the hardest part. What 2 numbers multiplied together will give me a positive 6 and added together to give me a negative 5? Okay. All right. Melissa, give yourself some chance, my dear. You can. I think we just have to take it step by step, okay? Mars, welcome back, okay? I'm so earthy, okay? So I'm so earthy said negative 6 and 1. Mars says negative 3 and negative 2. Xavier says negative 5 and 1. Jennifer says 2 and 3. Oh, Lori is saying negative 6 and 1, okay? So if I do a negative times a positive, guys, that will give me a negative. If I do a negative times a positive, guys, that will give me a negative. And we're not looking for a negative. We're looking for a positive. So if this is positive and this is negative, that means both of our signs are going to have to be negative. Because a negative times a negative gives me a positive, and a negative plus a negative will give me a negative. So I agree with the 3 and the 2, but make sure that they're negative. All right. Okay? So the hardest part is 1, understanding our multiplication facts. The next hardest part is 2, knowing our signs, our integers. So if I go to the denominator now, I have my x squared plus 2x minus 15. So first off, we have our 2x's that we can split. The reason why, my leading coefficient is 1. So now I need to think, what 2 numbers multiplied together will give me a negative 15 and add together to give me a positive 2? Okay, let's try again. So if you didn't get the first time, guess what? Give it a try. This is the place to make all the mistakes possible. Okay, I'm not here to judge. My name has no middle name with Lord, Mary, Joseph, Jesus, none of that. Okay, so I can't judge whatsoever. All right, I make mistakes all the time. All right, is that Evelyn? All right, is that Evelyn or Evelyn? Okay, saying 5 and negative 3. 5, okay. So far I got 3 people saying the same thing. Okay. What is this? I'm trying to break it on down. Oser? Also, okay. Saying negative 3 and 5. Okay, I'm so earthy says 5 and negative 3. Evelyn. Okay. Oh, with an I. Love that. Evelyn with an I. Love it. All right. Awesome. That's me. Okay. So now, I agree. Okay. Positive 5. Negative 3. Okay. Because positive 5 times a negative 3 gives me a negative 15. When the signs are different, your answer is negative. But when you have adding, when the signs are different, you're basically subtracting. So 5 minus 3, that gives me my positive 2. Now, take a look. And if you want, I'll even rewrite it for you. Just because you are who you are. All right? So we have x minus 3 and x minus 2 for our numerator. And then we found x plus 5 and x minus 3 for our denominator. What do you notice? What do you notice? Lazy's like, I looked away for 5 seconds. I know, because I'm quick. Okay, but what do you notice? Mars is saying we can cancel out x minus 3. Also, I'm so earthy said that. Evelyn says cross out x minus 3. Yes. Okay, we can get rid of that because anything divided by itself equals 1. All right, but we don't need the 1 as a placeholder. Okay, we don't need it because if I put the 1 up here, 1 times anything is anything, right? So then what's left over is going to be our answer. So what's left over is my x minus 2 over my x plus 5. Okay? All right, so think of it as a nice review, okay? Especially, I know this is more so designed for college algebra, but if you're about to take Algebra 2 next year, you're going to see this. If you're going to take algebra, you're going to see the factoring. So you're all going to see bits and pieces of it. So why not just kind of, let the brain get stimulated a little bit, all right? Just let it get stimulated. All right, thank you so much. I love the gift. Thank you. I'm so earthy. Appreciate it. Lady M, what we got? The people learn different ways depending on what math you were taught. That is so true, Lady M. That is so true. They're so quick to people, are so quick to put the disability and put that label on us, but we don't all have the same abilities. So sometimes we just really got to sit back and say, hey, This is how I learn. I'm very visual. I need different colors. I need different styles. I need for you to make associations so it can stick instead of you just sitting there saying, okay, memorize this. Yeah, that's what I grew up with, right? That's exactly what I grew up with. All right. So that is simplifying. Let me see. Let me try one more with the simplifying. Okay? Always ask questions, guys. Ask questions. You're welcome. I appreciate that. To conquer your weakness. Yes. But here's another thing. Isn't it fun to figure out what your strength and your weaknesses are? That's the process, man. That is the process. So here's my thing. Absorb your uniqueness. Okay? Be weird. Okay? Be weird. But keep it to a limit. Don't go running around butt naked or anything like that, Or just said for me to be weird. Yeah, but I ain't tell you to get your ass arrested, right? Because I sure as hell don't have bail money. So keep it to a minimum, people. Keep it to a minimum. I know it's the weekend. Keep it to a minimum. And it's the summer. Yeah. Keep it to a minimum. All right. Thank you. All right. Math. Mine is all of math. Anything math is your weakness. But see, here's my thing. How was it presented to you? How was it presented to you? And now it's like you kind of have a little fear of it because of how it was presented to you. So I know, I get you. But let's see if we can do this, okay? Let's see if we can walk this up together. Now, taking it one step at a time. So I'm going to cover up the bottom real quick. And we're just going to focus on the numerator. So my highest degrees to the second power. We got 3 terms. So that's telling me I need to factor. So here's my first parenthesis. Here's my second parenthesis. So now, my first term, the coefficient, the number that's in front of that x squared, if I don't see anything, it's assumed to be a 1. So that means that x squared, I have every right to split that bad boy up. So that means I got x here and I have x there. So now I'm looking all the way to the last term, the 4. So I need to think, what 2 numbers multiply will give me 4 and add together to give me a -5. Remember the little trick that I showed you. If this positive and this is negative, that means both of them are going to be negative. But 4 times what? What 2 numbers? What do we got? So Evelyn's saying -4, -1. Hey, Janice. Welcome in. All right. Mathis, what do we got? You're saying x minus 1, x minus 4. And then you're saying x squared plus 4. Ooh, close. Take a look at that denominator. Take a look at the denominator. Trust me. Let's take a look. All right. So 2 numbers, 4 times 1. So -4 times -1 gives me a +4. -4 plus -1 gives me a -5. Everyone always forgets about the 1 times table. They know it exists. They know it's going to give you your original answer. But a lot of people, when it comes to factoring, they will always forget about the 1 times table. All right? So now, this numerator is now factored. It is now clear. All right? So, what's the denominator? Here we go. X squared minus 4x. X squared minus 4x. So, is it Amelie? I want to make sure I'm saying it correctly. We're going to factor out this x. Yes, I just wanted to make sure that was your name. Don't want to mess up your name, man. All right. So, we have an x squared here. We have a 4x here. Okay. Alex. Oh, all right. Got you. All right. So, this time, my highest degree is to the second power, but I have a binomial. Okay, so I'm not going to have two parentheses. Trinomials, two parentheses. Binomial, GCF. So like you're saying, so Alex is saying, my GCF should be X. Because both of them have an X involved. The number that's in front of the X squared is a 1. So if we factor it, X squared divided by X will give me X. Remember, when you're dividing, you're subtracting the exponents. Or if you think of it this way, I got 2 X's. I pulled one of those X's out. That means I got 1 X left. And that's going to be inside the parenthesis. Now, drop down that negative. Then we have 4X divided by X. Well, we can bring the 4 down. But if we had 1 X to start with, and we took 1 X out, we don't have any X's left, right? So now we have X times X minus 4. All right. So all we're doing is we're basically looking right here. Let me put it so nice and sweet for you. So X minus 4 times X minus 1 over the river through the woods. Then we have X times X minus 4. What do you notice? What do you notice? Yup. I see you trying to do the domain. I love it. But we're not doing the domain. All we're doing is simplifying rational expressions. To Grandma's house we go. Good job. What do you notice? What do you notice? Thank you for the follows, everyone. I appreciate it. Hopefully this is something that will help you out in the future. Okay? Or help you out right now if you're currently taking a college algebra class. All right? I know a lot of people's like, what are you doing math for? It's the summer. But there's a lot of people that are taking summer courses. And they need some help. So here I am. All right. MK is saying X minus 4 cancel out above and below. Alex is saying you can cancel out the X minus 4. Jason, X minus 4. Okay? How will it help out in the future? Depends on what your future is, darling. It depends on what that future is. All right? And we got to keep hope alive that there is a future, people. Shake it off. All right, so we can cancel out the X minus 4s. What's left is that X minus 1 over X. And I know for a huge second, someone's going to be like, oh, yeah, you can cancel out the X's. No, the hell you can't. All right? So it's almost like, oh, yeah, this is you dating your significant other. And all of a sudden, here comes some person that wants to just take you out so they can take your significant other. You think that's going to happen with the love of your life? Oh, you will fight to the death for that person, right? So, no, you just stay right there below, down there. Just stay there. I'm going to keep living my happy little life up here. So these are two different numbers, okay? This one is having your X minus the 1. This one is just the X. So this, my loves, is your answer. Okay? That is your answer. So, yep, Lucifer, there you go. No. No, Lucifer. No. Okay? I tried, Lady M. I tried. But I bet you will not be able to do anything in life where you're like, oh, I remember that crazy girl from TikTok. I'm engraved in your head. Get ye behind me. Awesome. All right. So now, how are we doing? Do we need another simplifying one? Okay. Do we need another simplifying one? Please put it up there. I'm here to help you. Okay. You still remember your college algebra? Awesome. Struggling with this so far. Okay. So Flyboy. Hello, Flyboy. Okay, Flyboy is saying yes. All right, I can definitely do. Anyone else? Everyone's just like, yeah, I'm just going to roll with the punches. It's Friday night. We're just chilling, Audrey. All right. Can we do chemistry? Yeah, that's not me. Michael, I was waiting. I was waiting. I was wondering if Michael was going to be here because he's the king of one more. One more time. All right, so let's see. Intriguing. There's so much loveliness in this world. All right, let's do this. So we have x squared plus 12x plus 20. All of that over 3x plus 6. Do a harder one. Ew, so demanding. All right. You're about physics major? Okay, no problem. Well, so far, Lady M, it seems like you're doing pretty decent with the algebra. Huh? Do I do Calc 2? No, I do not. I do all the way. My strengths is Algebra 2 all the way up to college algebra. I mean, I could do pre-calculus. Not this AP pre-calculus that's going around lately, but I feel really confident with pre-calculus as well. Trig? Yep, I can do trig. So I'm so earthy saying 10 and 2. All right, so let's take a look. So leading coefficient is a 1. So right away, I can split my x's. Plus, I got 3 terms. So there's an x there, and there's an x there. So what two numbers multiplied together give me 20? We got 2 and 10. You got 5 and 4. Obviously, I got 1 and 20. All right, and then, but we want to know the same two numbers add together to give me a 12. So I totally agree. We got plus 10 and we have a plus 2. All right. Okay, can we do some trig? Not tonight. I'm just doing rational expressions. That's all I am doing. Okay, if this is too slow, hey, I totally understand, but this is just how I roll. Okay. So now for the denominator, 3x plus 6. Okay, so we got that 3x plus 6. We got a binomial. So that means it's not going to be dealing with two parentheses. It's going to be dealing with our GCF. So what is my GCF for 3x plus 6? Okay. Not Jeff. Good. Thank you, Jeff. We got 3. How are you? So when you factor out the 3, 3x divided by 3 will give me x. Plus 6 divided by 3 will give me 2. All right. So if I need to, I mean, you could probably see it, but for those that can't, I will rewrite. So x plus 10 times x plus 2. And then our denominator was 3 times x plus 2. What do you notice? Yes, 6'5". Ooh, wait, I haven't seen you in a minute. How are you, 6'5"? Everybody coming out of the woodwork. Yes, in Houston, welcome back, Houston. Yes, we got that x plus 2 and the x plus 2. They cancel on out. So the only thing that is left is my x plus 10 over 3. So we cannot combine the 10 and the 3. Okay, we cannot combine the x and the 3. So leave it alone. Okay, leave it be. All right. So teaches summer school. Woo, how you all right? I know the things we do for money. And it's not even that much money too. Drives us crazy, right? But hopefully you're making it at least somewhat entertaining for yourself. You know, because it is the summer, but you know, hopefully you're making it entertaining for yourself. Hey, Richardson. Okay, trying to get ready to enjoy a break. All right, that's what I'm saying. I know. Seriously, when you're done with summer school, like literally don't look at your emails. Just wait until that first day back. You're like, look, I ain't checking nothing. Right? Waterfalls on the weekend. Nice. Awesome. All right. Okay, so that's simplifying. Now, we're going to take it a step further. So if you guys can do like a quick little math tap, I will greatly appreciate it. Because we want to see if we can get some people in the FYP and also to entertain you guys at the same time. Right? Because my goal is to help as many people as I can. My goal is to help as many people as I can possible. I don't know. I just feel like it's my purpose. I used to hate math. And it used to be like, I forgot who said it earlier, that math and I weren't mathing at all. Didn't like it. Hated it. Fractions, nope. Word problems, hell no. I ain't doing that. And all of a sudden, to the rightful age of 25, I was an instructional assistant. And all of a sudden, the teacher just mentioned that division, like fractions, is just nothing but division. And I don't know why that just opened up my mind. But from there on in, I was like, all right, let me see what I can do with this whole math thing. All right, so you start immediate algebra this fall. All right, Houston, okay. Awesome. Yes. Yep. Isn't it weird? Like, you will take your pain and make it into your passion. And I read that somewhere. And I was like, yep, that is. I took my pain and now I make it into my passion. I got a passion for fashion. Yeah, you guys are probably too young to know Ideal. If you got a craving for savings, take the wheel of an automobile and swing on down to Ideal. Yeah, it used to be like a fashion store, like who bought them out? Burlington Coat Factory. Yeah. Yeah, I'm that old. Just like fine wine. All right. Enough of that foolishness. Here we go. Starting to love math again. That's awesome. Now, I'm going to tell you, Houston, when you start your class, the first couple classes are going to be like, all right, this is easy. And then, wham! It's going to come quick. Okay? So just brace yourself. Take it step by step. Hey, if you got questions, you got another place to go to. Okay? You got another place to go to. So for those that are relatively new, if you, I think we can go like this. All of my recordings are here. So if you can't stay for the whole thing, you're like, oh, I love her, I want to talk to her some more, go ahead go to this place. I can't say the word, but I can point to it. This is what you can type in. You can probably just type this in because I'm the only one. And then I would love for you to do these three things. I want you to do this, especially this, and this, okay? So then all of my replays, you can go there, all right? Okay, not a problem. You know what? And subscription, free. I'm not bougie yet, so hey, get me now. I don't know about next week, but get me now. All right, so let's break this down. So we are looking at, let me swing this over here. I like to do it like one step at a time. I'm looking at this ratio. Right now, the numerator is x plus 3. Don't need to be factored out. Don't need to be broken down. Same thing with that whole number of 4. But on the other side, the numerator, we have that x plus 2. All right, that's already simplified. That's linear. But look at that denominator. Cringe. We can actually break that down. We have trinomial. My highest degree is to the second power. My leading coefficient is 1. So right away, split them x's. Now we need to think. What two numbers multiplied together will give me 3 and add together to give me 4? All right. Well, thank you, Houston. Okay, so Houston's saying 3 and 1. I'm so earthy saying 3 and 1. Yes, no problem, Amber. I just saw your message. Okay. Anyone else? You agree? 3 and 1. So 3 times 1 gives me 3. And since both of them are positive, that means in here are also going to be positive. And then 3 plus 1 gives me my 4. So now, let's take a look, okay? If you need to cancel this part out, you can. Instead of rewriting, because I'm lazy. What can we cancel out? Or can we cancel anything out? What can we cancel out? Okay. Melody, you're still here with me? Good. You're saying the X. You're saying the X. It's got something with the X. Because right now, all these X's, sounds like my life right now, are with other people. Right? They're with others. And the funny part is, they think my X is probably the bee's knees. Yeah. Give them some time. All right. So it's going to be the X plus 3s. Good. X plus 3s, X plus 3s, X plus 3s. Good joke. That's the story of my life, girl. So the reason why the X plus 3s, we have 1 that's in the numerator. All right. And we have 1 that's in the denominator. We cannot separate the X's. We can't cancel out the X's because they're with someone else. All right. So X plus 2, that's representing one number. X plus 1, that's representing one number. And then you have that 4. All right, so that means what's left over is in the numerator, you have your X plus 2. Okay, because remember, these canceled out to give me 1, but I don't need the 1 as a placeholder because I got a whole bunch of other stuff here. Now, since I'm multiplying, it's going to be 4 times X plus 1. And we can't cancel the X's. I know you're going to be tempted. I know. You're probably like, ooh, but we can cancel out the 2's. No. Okay? No. Because we have X plus 2. They're basically together. If this makes you feel better, all right, I'll do that. To represent that, no, you can't take any bits and pieces of things and try to cancel out. It has to be the exact in order to cancel out. All right. So this is my answer. All right. Okay. Yep. When it comes to, say that again, Houston. When it comes together, it stays together. Unless they start acting crazy and dancing on tables and all of a sudden passing out their phone numbers to other women. But we'll talk about that later. Can I do limits? I can. But will I do limits for tonight? No. No. All right. Okay. So let's do another one. And I'll keep this one to multiplication as well. Let's see if I can amp it up a little bit. Ooh, this looks nasty. makes you so excited to see it, don't it? Like, ooh, when the teacher says ooh, that makes that, oh yeah, that's nasty. Yeah, makes you wanna do it, right? Yeah. All right, so we have 6x. So while I'm writing, if you guys could be tapping, I will greatly appreciate it. ASMR. Gonna be tapping on my phone soon. Yeah. Your girl needs some sleep. She is so out of it. It's been a crazy, crazy day, but very productive. All right. Okay. Yeah, I told you it was pretty gnarly. But it's teachable. Do I teach logarithms on here? Sometimes I do. And actually, I'm so earthy. I remember I did logs earlier. So if you go here, you'll be able to see the video on it. Okay. All right. So I have a binomial. Oops. Okay, I always start to the left. I don't know, it's just me. Okay, it's just me. So if we take it piece by piece, sorry, I'm gonna have to half this paper because it's a little much. It's a little much. All right, so if I come here, I'm just gonna cover up one side. So for my numerator, I have a binomial. So if I have a binomial, that means I should have a GCF. Okay, so if I don't, okay, I just recopy it. But I do. So 6 and 12, I know someone's going to say 2 is so much higher. And then they say 4, and it can't be 4 because 4s are not in the 6 times table. So we have a 6, and if I factor out the 6, 6x divided by 6 will give me x, and negative 12 divided by 6 gives me a negative 2. So now I'm looking at the denominators. I have a trinomial, and my highest degree is to the second power. So boom, I'm going right into my parentheses. So since my leading coefficient is 1, I'm going to split my x's. So now I need to think, what two numbers multiplied together will give me 18 and add together to give me a negative 9? So remember, if this is positive and this is negative, that means both of them are going to be negative. So what do we got? Mars is saying negative 3, negative 3. Is it Chantrell? Saying negative 3, negative 3. Nike, hey Nike, negative 3, negative 3. Michael, negative 6, negative 3. Woo! Crazy. Negative 6, negative 3. Negative 6, negative 3. Negative 6, negative 3. And negative 6, negative 3. I loved how everyone started with the 6 and the 3. All right. Okay, Nicole saying negative 6, negative 3. Negative 3, negative 6. What is wrong with me? Maybe because I'm seeing double. That could be it. All right, so that's that one side. Now I'm going to come over here. I'm going to keep the red pen. I'm going to keep the red pen so we can see the difference between the factor form and the original form. All right, so 7x minus 21. GCF. How I know? We got two terms. We got a binomial. What they have in common? Sounds like I got some rest. Yeah, like yesterday, that was terrible. Well, I was tutoring all day. Like I started at 8 a.m. and I was just finishing up with you guys. And I think I had like 15-minute breaks here and there. Yeah, I'm not doing that again. Okay, all right, Nicole, you're on the bottom part. All right, got you. I got scared for a second there. So we have 7 times x minus 3. Awesome. And then for the denominator, we had 5 is my GCF. And then we have x minus 2. So 5 times x minus 2 for my denominator. All right, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay. All right. So now, let's take a look. What can we eliminate? Keep your eyes on the red. Okay, eyes on the red. What can we eliminate? The negative 3. Oh, okay. So if I pull out the 7, negative 21 divided by 7 will give me negative 3. Okay. All right, so you're saying we can cancel out the x minus 2's, okay? Because all this is multiplication, Okay, looking at the parentheses, and they're also saying the x minus 3's. Awesome. All right. Okay, so that means if we clean things up, we have 6 times 7. Okay, there's nothing left in the parenthesis. So it's 6 times 7 up top. Down underneath, we have a 5 and an x minus 6, because everything else got canceled out. Good, good. I'm glad everyone had the same answer. So that means when I slide over, I have 6 times 7. That gives me 42. And then you have your 5 times x minus 6. And this 42 and the 5, if I try to simplify it, it's going to give me a decimal. Just leave it. I know, everyone's like, it's an improper fraction. I gotta change it to a mixed number. Calm down. No, you don't. All right, so if anything, once you get to an answer, take a look at your answer choices. Okay, majority of the time, they're going to leave it as an improper. Okay, it's going to be okay. I don't know when all of a sudden people got all kinds of cray-cray. All right, nice. All right, you got your 42. Got you. 42 divided by 5, x minus 6. Go. All right, I see it. Okay, perfect. All right, so we did simplify. We did multiply. Let's flip the page and let's see if we do some division. Okay? I'm going to ease you into it. I'm going to ease you into it. So while I'm flipping over and getting everything ready, go ahead and just tap a little bit. You know, how are you guys doing? Are you doing okay? Do you need further explanation? Talk to me. Okay, and while I'm setting things up, this is something that I'm doing, and I'm really got to work on promoting it a little bit more. If you are currently in a college algebra class, GED, ASVAB, ACCUPLACER, okay, TEAS test, even if you're trying to be a nurse, and you would love an opportunity to take like a mock style test to release or to reduce your anxiety. Okay, I understand, especially when you're trying to take a test and you're like, I gotta pass this test. I gotta pass this test. And guess what? Your anxiety is on 10 and you cannot absorb or basically break down information. So what I did was I created a 35 question quiz, okay, assessment. I want you to come on a Zoom call. You're actually sitting down and you're taking the quiz or you're taking the test. I'm basically knocking off 59 minutes because generally that's how much it is, right? It's about like a minute and a half per question. And afterwards, I'm going to review the answers. Okay, so now you can get an idea of what areas you need to work on, what areas you're just like, oh, that was easy, and just get all of that anxiety out. Okay, so you can get that little bit of practice in there. So again, it's an entry level of like $10, no matter if you're a subscriber to my TikTok or not. But there is going to be a discount for if you want the replay, a copy of the test, and the answer keys. Okay, for non-subscribers, it's going to be $25. For my subscribers, it's going to be $15. So go ahead and subscribe. Guess what? My subscription is free. I'm not bougie yet. Okay, so if you're interested, go ahead and make sure you reach out to me. Okay, reach out to me so I can send you the link. All right, so I know we're going to have one this Saturday at 10 a.m. I think it's at 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. I'm going to knock that off. So if not this Saturday, you also got me the following Saturday. Okay, that's my Saturdays and my Sundays, and I'm also doing it one time during the week, which will be like next Wednesday. All right, so if you have any questions about that, just go ahead and message me, and then we will take it from there. All right, let's release some of that anxiety. All right, so let's do a little bit of division. Now, when you're doing the division, trust and believe, there is some similarities. to multiplication with a twist. So if I say 2x minus x minus 12 over 3x minus 9 divided by x minus 4 over 12. Okay. Do I tutor statistics? It's not my fun time. Well, it says PM because of the 12:30. So it's really supposed to be 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. We have questions. What's questions? Do you tutor statistics? It's not my heart and my soul, but I can help out with that. Like if it's an entry-level statistics class, I got you. But if you're doing like AP statistics, no, that's not me. Okay, how to reach out? Just go ahead and message me, Sharon. Yep, just send me a message. Go ahead and click on my profile picture and just message me. Okay. Hey, Janice. All right. Thank you for the follow. All right. So now, trying to see if there was any other questions. Okay, you have it next semester? Okay. And if it ever gets to the point that it's above, as people say, my pay raise, I know a couple people that could definitely help you out as well. So, trust me. And they're very, I want to say similar. They're not exactly like me, but they're similar to like breaking down concepts. So, don't worry. I'll still help you out no matter what. Okay? All right. Okay, so here's the thing. If I try to divide this as is, it looks crazy. It will basically look like a double pattied hamburger with all the fixings in between. It just looks a hot mess unless you do it right, okay? So this is why most of us like to say, keep, change, flip. So this is only for division. We're going to keep that first fraction, that first ratio. So, but here's the thing. Since we're going to keep it, let's factor it. Let's kill two birds with one stone, right? Leading coefficient is 1, so I can split my x's. What two numbers multiplied together will give me a negative 12? Thank you. And add together to give me a negative 1. Oh, thanks, Jess. That was sweet. No problem. All right, so Aaron is saying negative 4 and 3. Fishing Phil saying negative 4 and 3. Awesome. Love it. Okay, who else we got? Michael is saying negative 4 and 3. Jess says negative 4 and 3. Yes. So when I multiply, if I notice both of them are negative, that means one of the numbers is going to have to be negative and the other one is going to be positive. So that's the numerator. But the denominator, 3x minus 9, it's a binomial, so that means we have a GCF. So my GCF right now, that's going to be 3. All this love. Thanks, Janice. Okay, there we go, real. We're saying 3, and we have our x minus 3. Good job. Okay, Aaron, same way. Thank you so much for the love, Janice. I appreciate it. Okay, if we guys can get it. Oh, yeah, we got the 10K. Nice. It's something from 20 years ago. There you go. It's still there. I know. It's funny because we'll forget to do. When I say what's a negative times a negative, everyone right away they're like positive because it's like bored in our heads. But when it comes to the application, there's always some hesitation. It's very hilarious. Now, this is what's going to happen now. we're going to change that division to multiplication. And then we're going to flip that second fraction. So that will be the 12 is in my numerator, and the x minus 4 will be in my denominator. So now we're just doing regular multiplication. What can we cancel out? Since it's all multiplication right here, what can we cancel out? And the x minus 4's cancel out. Yes, the x minus 4's cancel out. Good, Aaron. Good fish and fill. There you go, Janice. Love it. Okay. Nike. Good. There we are. So we have our x minus 4 and our x minus 4. One's in the numerator, one's in the denominator. All right. Can I cancel out x plus 3 and x minus 3? Come on, I'm ready. I can cancel a lot of stuff out. Can I do that? Can I? Just saying yes. Nicole saying no. Okay. I'm so earthy saying no. Bella saying no. Michael saying no. Ohio saying yes. Amber saying no. I'm so earthy saying no. Nike saying no. Okay. They're not exactly the same. Okay. I know this is us. We like to take things away. Keep our life simple. Live to the fullest. But if they're not exactly the same, they cannot be canceled out. But someone else made a point, and I really want to give that person the credit. Hold on. Someone says it. Fishing Phil. There we go. Fishing Phil is saying that the 3 and the 12 can be simplified. This is basic division here, guys. That's 12 divided by 3. 12 divided by 3 gives me 4. And that 4 is going to go right here in the numerator. This 3 is now turning into a 1. Because 12 divided by 3 gives me 4. And 3 divided by 3 gives me 1. So now, let's clean up. Clean up. So we have our 4 times x plus 3. That's going to be my numerator. And my denominator, we have x minus 3. All right. 4x minus 4. Okay. You can have fun doing the distribution if you need to, but here's my suggestion. After you do some solving, for me, once I notice some things cancel out and I notice that the only thing in the denominator is x minus 3, I'm going to go to my answer choices. And I'm going to look at the denominators of all my answers and see which one just has x minus 3. If there's only one that does, that's your answer. Okay, if you see 2 of them that does, but you still limit it from like 4, possibly 5 answer choices down to 2. That's how you pass this test. I just saved you thousands of dollars. That's how you pass the SAT, the ACT, the GED, the ASVAB, all of those exams. Because the way that they're teaching in the classroom, they say they have Singapore math, they have all these other Eureka math, they have Engage NY, and all they do is scratch out the NY and put their state letters in there. That's what they're doing nowadays. So with that being said, when you take an exam like these, you're looking at what your answer choices are giving you. Remember, they don't care how you get the answer, just as long as you get it. I would love to sit here and teach you step by step all the way through, but let's be real. You're doing a timed assessment, and all the assessments, even though they're being taught in a new way, all the assessments are still in the 80s and 90s. Okay? So they're still testing the same way. Hey, Danny. Of this answer right in front of you. That's the simplest form. Okay? Because if you distribute, you're going to be taking it into another level. So you can just stop right there. You probably get it wrong. When I was in school, you got points for showing work, and it was more, of course, on how you got the answer, not exactly. But when it comes to the standardized tests, they really don't care. Because if they cared, every test would not be multiple choice. Seriously. Because it's easy to scan. It's easy to grade. You know, that's what they want. They want simplicity. Oh, wait, hold on. Something's happening. Something's happening. You gotta love when you go live and there's a puzzle piece. And it's like, you have to be so exact. I feel like I have to have like will like a like a marksman. Like, come on. It's a puzzle piece. Let's go. Would you like to see another one in division? Because I am going to do addition and subtraction. Yeah, they are awful. I'm not even going to lie to you. All right. Yes, yes. All right. Gotcha. Let me see if I can make it a little complex, but nothing too cray. All right. Let's try this one. You know, what an awesome way to spend your Friday nights, you know? We only got a few hours or an hour and some minutes with each other. A little break from the monotony. And here's the sad part. I sit and I plan this stuff out. Like all my lives I plan out. And then all of a sudden, Miss Audrey, can you? Then I had to replan everything out. I know, I gotta stop being a softie. I know, but I love you guys too freaking much. Good gravy. You can tell I don't have kids. Because that would be such a shame. I love my TikTok family better more than my kids. That would be sad. All right. I wish I could take a vacation, my dear. But here's my thing. I'm needed. Does it make me feel good to be needed? Yeah. But I don't know. Some people will say, who's my who? I'm thinking resilience. I've been going through a lot of stuff. I like it. You're super behind. Selena. Well, one, you're back. Thank you. All right. I'm glad you're here. And don't worry about being behind, because this is the best thing. When you're behind, you can always go forward. The worst is thinking that you're ahead and you're really behind. And then you're just feeding yourself with delusion. No. On graph paper too? Yes. I know. This is my book. Fishing Phil, I actually designed this book. Because there's sometimes when teachers all of a sudden they're like, let me put a graph up. And then you try to graph inside of a regular spiral notebook or a composition notebook. And, you know, your numbers are not consistent. Your spacing is all kinds of off. And you're like, my graph doesn't look like my teacher's graph. And like some people like to do graph paper on the side. Yeah, just put it all together. A nice little resource. Not a problem. So, yeah, we got to look at life differently, people. I think including myself, everything I say to you, I say to myself. And we got this. All right. To use graph paper notebook. Yeah, some people did. I remember it was like the half and half. It was like blank on the top, and then it had like the graphing on the bottom. And it was like a composition notebook, which was very interesting. All right. So let's tackle this. So we know that anytime, just take a moment. take a moment looking between the two ratios. Boom, we have division. So if I see division right away, I'm going to keep, change, flip. Okay? So I'm going to keep this first ratio. So since I'm going to keep it, let me cover it. Let's break it down. Okay? We have a trinomial. So right away, we go ahead and we can split our x's because my leading coefficient is 1. So we have x and we have x. Now, negative 24 and positive 1. So 1's going to be negative and 1's going to be positive. All right, we don't know which ones, but we know it's going to happen. So what two numbers multiplied together will give me 24 and add together to give me 5? All right. Yeah. Oh, I'm 52. Soon to be 53. Oh. So Fish and Phil says 8 and negative 3. Amber says 3 and negative 8. Just switch the signs, Amber. You got the right numbers, just switch the signs. So Ohio's got 8 and negative 3. We got 8 and negative 3. There she goes. There it is. Reading my mind. Okay, so was it Canalita? If it's what I think it is. Either way, love the name. So we have 8 and negative 3. Nicole, 8 and negative 3. Good. So it's going to be a positive 8 and a negative 3. So that's our numerator. Denominator, we have two terms. So it's a binomial. That means GCF. My GCF? Yes, Nicole. We got 2. And then we have x plus 1. We divide everything in the original by 2. 2 divided by 2 will give me 1. This one's an x, and this one's a 1. All right, nice. Okay, well, hopefully everything goes well, Fish and Phil. Do not be a stranger. Do not be a stranger. More than willing to work to be here. All right, so now with our division, we need to change that to multiplication. So for the last one, we are going to flip. Boom and boom. Okay, we're going to flip it. So that means this x squared minus 8x minus 9 is going to be in the numerator. Why not let's factor that? Why not? Let's do it. Let's be daring. Just put it all one line. Leading coefficient is 1, so I can split my x's. What two numbers multiplied together will give me a negative 9 and add together to give me a negative 8? Amber's right on it. Leaf is right there. Look at this. Love it. We have our negative 9 and positive 1. It's awesome. All right. Yep, negative 9 and 1. Good, Jess, negative 9 and 1. There you go, Amber. Thank you for the follow, Tara. All right, Leaf did awesome. Love it. So now my denominator is going to be this 3x plus 24. Binomial, that means we have to have a GCF. And it will be 3. So if I factor that 3 out, what remains inside? Okay, we got Connie. 3 times x plus 8. Love it. Wish all teachers was as encouraging you are. Oh, thank you, Amber. Come on. They're out there. We're out there. We're just tired as hell. And especially when you teach the same thing over and over again. You're like, oh my God, just say it. No, but we all have to be encouraging. Good, Jess. Good, Shane. Yes, there we go. Username here. Thank you so much for the follow. Love that. Did I just say honey butt? Y'all just get so crazy with your names. I love it. Well, welcome in, honey butt. You ever just like wanted to see the name flash up and you're like, whoa, what? All right, so Leaf, what we got? You're saying x plus 8 on top and bottom cancels out with a question mark? I need for you to say it with authority, man, because that is right. We got our x plus 8. We have our x plus 8. They cancel out. One's in the numerator, one's in the denominator. Anything else? Anything else? Because that seems like a really big answer. Yes, Danny. You see x plus 1. X plus 1. I love it. Okay. So then, what is left over? There you go, Jess. There you go, Ava. How are you? Okay. So now, I don't think there's anything else we can cancel out. We can't cancel out this minus 3 and this positive 3 because this 3 is a whole number. This 3 is associated with your x. Okay, this x minus 3. They're together. They're in a relationship. Stop being a homewrecker. Always trying to break people up. It's your sassiness. Keep it together. All right, so now let's gather and see what else is together. So we have our x minus 3. We also have our x minus 9. And then that is over 2 times 3. Which 2 times 3, we can just go ahead and multiply. So that means you'll have x minus 3, x minus 9, over the whole number of 6. And I know for a fact you're going to be like, well, can I? No. But no. Is it? No. But no. But no. Just leave it alone, okay? Majority of the time, if you look in standardized testings, they will just have it into 2 parentheses, okay? If there is a distribution that you have to do, then do it. If there isn't, why are you wasting time doing stuff that they don't care? Okay? Love you. All right. Definitely you being a... Yes, exactly. You can use it. Stop being a homewrecker. Because they'll do anything with kids, anything dealing with food, relationships, social media, and I'm including like those reality shows as well. It sticks. I'm telling you, it sticks. So any kind of relationship like that, they totally understand it. All right, money, yeah. That's what happens with my integers. I started making association with money, and a lot of people started to understand. And I'm like, do you owe money? It got to the point where I just say, do you owe me money or do you have money? And they're like, oh, wait, okay, I get money. I have the extra money. There you go. You know, so it's evolving. Do another one? You know what, Dan? You know, or is that Danny? Okay, that was like, I will. I love you. You said please, so I appreciate that. I'm going to actually give this one a try. This looks entertaining. So we have 4x over 8x plus 8 times x squared plus 8x plus 7 over 8x cubed. Ooh, how satisfying is that one? Danny, yeah, okay. Because it's all the Dan, and I was like, wait, hold on. Are those exclamation points or are those eyes? And I'm like, okay, they're eyes. Okay. Let's give this one a try. Okay, let me cover up this previous one a little bit so you can focus your attention on the problem. Hey, Robert. How are you? Yeah, we're trying simplifying rational expressions part 2. Because yesterday I think I was all over the place. So I was like, let me see if I can do it again with a lot of clarity. Not even coffee or anything like that, just a lot of clarity. Oh, you just finished your live too? Good. I'm glad. I have to ask you how you got on live with less than 1,000 followers, unless there's a new thing that I just didn't know. Someone asked me, and I was like, You're sitting this one out? It looks like a puzzle to you? Okay. I bet you I'll get you started. Mean value theorem. Okay, cool. All right, so now let me do this. Let me take this paper and make it a tad bit smaller. All right, let's cover up one side. Okay, focus our attention here. So we have 4x, that's a monomial, so that's at its lowest term right now. But down here in the denominator, 8x plus 8, we have a binomial. So binomials, that means we have a what? What do we have? Well, don't lose faith, Nicole. Don't lose faith. So anytime I have a binomial, I should be thinking GCF. There we go, Nicole. Thank you, babes. All right, so we have 8x plus 8. So that means we have an 8 in common. So when we factor out an 8, it's basically dividing the original by your GCF. So 8x divided by 8 will give me x, plus 8 divided by 8 will give me 1. All right. So that side is factored as factor can be. So now, this side. So this side, let me raise this up a little bit, because I'm about to put my answer over top of it. Oops. All right, so now this side, my numerator, we have x squared minus 8x plus 7. So right away, I'm going to keep the same green color so you know which one's factored. Leading coefficient is 1. That means I can split my x's. And then we think, what two numbers multiply together to give me 7 and add together to give me 8? Okay. She beat you? It's all right, yikes. Go ahead, do this one. All right, so we got 7 and 1. Michael saying, Amber saying 1 and 7. Okay, 7 and 1. Should say Sharia. Okay. Use the area method. No, I don't want to use any other stuff. God. All right. So then you have 1 and 7. We got 1 and 7. All right. Awesome. So they're both positives. We got 1 here, and we got 7 here. Now, don't let that fool you. Right now, that's 8x cubed. That's a monomial. Okay, so we can't factor that out. But let's take a look. Let's take a look at what's in green. Can we cancel something out? Okay, there you go. There you go, Ohio. Drop that exclamation point, or that question mark, exclamation point. Okay, good. Just saying x plus 1. Look at Jess being the first one. Okay, Ohio, x plus 1. We're saying yes, x plus 1, x plus 1. There we go. Boom, that's done. Boom, that's done. Just like my former relationships. Here we go. Now, let's take a look. This is the part that gets people. We have 1x up here, x to the first power. We have basically 3 x's down here. So it's x times x times x. If there's 3 x's here and there's 1 x up there, what's happening to my x's? Okay, what's happening to my x's? Yes. Yes, Danny. So there's 1x here. Boom. Gone. But guess what? They come in pairs, right? So that means one of these 3 x's is going to be gone. So now, instead of a 3, make it a 2. Okay. We're losing 1. There you go. That's it. Cancel one of the x's. Nice. Love it. Is it precious or precious? If it's precious, that is a new way of me saying precious. Okay. Awesome. So now we got the 4 and we got an 8. We can either use this 4 and this 8, or we can use this 4 and this 8. It doesn't matter. Something's going down. Not all 3, but just one set. So 4 and 8, they both have 4 in common. I know you're going to say 2, but then you're going to have to reduce it again. I'm lazy. Let's get to getting down. All right. So 4 divided by 4 gives me 1. 8 divided by 4 gives me 2. So now let's clean up. Let's see, because right now everything looks a big blur. We don't even know what's still here. So for my numerator, I have a 1 and I have x plus 7. I don't need the 1. Okay, 1 times anything is itself. Over. What's left is a 2. And I have my 8x squared. Okay. We can clean that up even more. So my numerator, we have our x plus 7. My denominator, multiply the 2 and the 8, we get 16. And bring that x squared. Okay. Perseus. Oh, got it. I like that. Perseus. I love it. I mean, I know it's your name. Just find so many interesting spellings and pronunciations. Thank you. All right. Hey, Van. Thank you for the love. Appreciate it. How are you? All right. So now, I cannot. I know you're going to do it. You're probably like this. Should I? No. Okay? You can't touch this x, and you can't touch that x squared. Okay? The x is in relationship with the 7. That's it. They came to the club together. They're going to leave from the club together. I want to hear, oh, that dress looks good on you. It don't matter. Let it go. You had it. Now I'm gone. This is it. All right? You with your 16. Be with your 16. Don't worry about me up here. I got to stop telling y'all about my life. Okay. All right. So that's basically multiplying. So this was pure multiplication. When you do division, you do your keep, change, flip. Okay? Division, you got your keep, change, flip. Multiplication, you're trying to factor out as is and try to cancel out as much as you can. All right? But it makes the math more fun. It does. Oh, it does, my darlings. It does. All right. So, all right, this is an hour and a half. Would you like for me to go into addition or subtraction? Try to do what I supposedly did last night, which I do not remember. And you would think I'm on something? No, it's called pure exhaustion. But would you like for me to do addition or subtraction tonight? Or would you like for me to save that for tomorrow? Be honest, because all that. Percy's saying yes. Daddy says, screw you! Do it! I thought you were sleep deprived. I am. Like, what else? I'm sleep deprived every single night. It doesn't even matter anymore. Okay, subtraction. Okay, tonight. All right. Because they're like, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You know, that's true. But see, Perseus loves me. The rest of you guys are like, no, do it. Schnell. All right. I'm taking ASVAB in a month. Okay. Oh, nice. No, don't apologize. I am just really pulling your leg. You will learn about that in the military. That's all most of the people do. Constantly pulling legs. Okay. It got dark. It just got so dark real quick. See, that's good for chemistry. I know for chemistry there's going to be a lot of balancing things out. I haven't done chemistry since I was in high school. That tells you a lot. But I know who you can follow if you're not already following that person. You can follow Professor TK. She's awesome with chemistry. So if you're thinking about doing chemistry next year, okay, you're going to go to college? Yes, still. Make sure you follow Professor TK. Okay, she knows her stuff. Okay, not a problem. Sure. See? I try to be helpful to as many people as I can. If I can't physically help you, at least I can guide you in the right direction. All right. So, let's see if we can get these taps up a little bit. Ooh. I mean, can we aim for 50K tonight? Can that happen? Or am I dreaming it? Dream on me. Oh, where's my adding and subtracting? Oh, here it is. All these notes, everything notes. Yes, tippity tap. Let's see if we can tap to, let's say 35. That'd be awesome. That'd be a nice, good number. And then I'm going to break this down step by step. Plus, I need to put my title on here as well. Hey, what a big surprise. It looks like it's going to rain again. I swear, I think I moved to Oregon and no one told me. I really do. I'm looking at the sky right now and I'm like, really? Really, yo? Enough already. All right, awesome. This is great. So, adding and subtracting rational expressions. Now, think of adding and subtracting fractions. The main thing is you need a common denominator. Okay? That's key. All right? Just like if you're adding, subtracting fractions, you need to have a common denominator. So let me put it to you this way. If I said 2 over 5x plus 9, And I'm going to add this to x over 5x plus 9. Okay. We have a common denominator. So we just have to bring over my 5x plus 9. Now, luckily, the only thing that 5 and 9 have in common is 1. So I don't really have to factor that out. But since I have a common denominator, the numerators, I'm going to take over the operation. So it's really going to be 2 plus x. That's your answer. GED, that would probably be considered like a 2-point question. Okay. And that's all you have to do. So let me try another one. So if I say, well, let me up it a little bit. So if I say 7x plus 4, then I have my x squared plus 3x plus 2 minus 3x minus 2, and they have the same denominator. Okay, we move the denominator over. Okay. Because since we have the same denominator, we can do that x squared plus 3x plus 2. Okay, we can definitely do that. Okay, so Perseus is saying 4x plus 6. Anybody else get something different up in the numerator? I know an answer that everyone's or some people are going to pick. I'm wondering if someone will. Now everyone's all paranoid. They're not going to put the answer down. They're like, wait, hold on. Okay, so Amber's saying 4x plus 6. Same with Mandy. Hello, Mandy. How are you? Then we have 4x minus 6. Bella has 4x. Nicole has 4x plus 6. Okay, Jess has 4x plus 6. Rocky has 4x minus 2. Okay, Bella's saying 4x minus 2. Okay. All right. Let me show you. So you have your 7x plus 4 minus 3x minus 2. So if I may, I'm going to write it out completely. So it looks something like this. So you have your 7x plus 4 minus 3x minus 2. And you're probably saying, well, Audrey, why are you putting parentheses around? Well, this is why. I'm not just subtracting the 3x. When it comes to the subtraction, I'm subtracting the 3x as well as this negative 2. So it's almost like you're doing keep, change, flip again. So what's happening here is we have 7x minus 3x, which gives us 4x. Perfectly fine. But this is what gets everybody. 4 minus negative 2. When you minus a negative, it turns positive. So it's really going to be 4 plus 2, which gives me 6. All right, there you go. So that's why Rocky, that's why it's going to be that plus 2. So that means you're really adding 2 to this 4. Now, I'm not sure if we can factor anything out, but let's see if we can give it a try, just for giggles. So, the only thing that 4x, or 4 and 6 have in common is 2. And the reason why I'm only going to play with the numerator, 1, it's shorter. 2, I'm going to show you why. If I factor out a 2, that means I'm going to have 2x plus 3. In order for me to cancel something out, that means down here, one of the parentheses have to be a 2x plus 3. Since my leading coefficient is 1, I know if I did my parentheses, I'm only going to get x's. So I don't have anything to cancel out. If you feel like you have to take this step just to see it, then that's fine. If you want to leave your answer as 2 parentheses 2x plus 3, and the other one is x plus 2 times x plus 1, you could. But also take a look to see, if you look at the answer choices, if they didn't pull out the GCF and they kept it as such, respect that. Okay? Remember, you're just trying to do well on their test. Right. Yep. So we can't get anything out of it. But this is what's called factored form, because all of these are factors of our original. Okay. Oh, Janice, you are sharing this love. You all right? Thank you. I appreciate this. My goodness. All right. So let's try another one. Let's try this one. I'll get my pen situated. So we have. So I have 7 over x plus 2 minus 4 over x minus 5. Oops. What's different? What's different? Oh, thank you. I'm so earthy. Appreciate it. Dem's not the same. All right, Nicole. The denominators. All right. Oh, the denominator's not the same. God. I thought we were like, are we pulling some slang out there? All right, cool. All right, so the denominators, they're not the same. Okay? Anytime you're adding or subtracting, your denominators have to be the same. So this is when people start talking about these 3 letters. LCM. Right? Least common multiple. So there's got to be something that both of these denominators have in common. I know if I wanted to, I'm going to put it in this little space right here. If I had 1/2 and I want to add it by 2/5, I know I need a common denominator. And let's say the common denominator I'm looking for is 10. How do I change this 2 to a 10? I'm actually going to multiply it by 5. And whatever I do in the denominator, I have to do in the numerator. If I want to change this 5 to a 10, I have to multiply by 2. Whatever I do in the denominator, I have to do in the numerator. So this gives me a 4 because I multiplied 2 times 2. That gives me a 4. This will give me a 5. I multiplied 5 times 1 to give me a 5. Keep this in thought. Keep this in mind when you're doing this. Now, let me cover up so we can focus on our task. We need a common denominator. So instead of losing your mind trying to figure out an individual number, just do what we did up here. We multiplied what was missing to the original denominator. So my LCM is going to be x plus 2 and x minus 5. We're just going to multiply our denominators. And in order for us to have that common denominator, we got to do a little manipulating. All right, so for my common denominator here, it would be x plus 2, x minus 5. We're going to multiply what is missing. This has the x plus 2, but it's missing the x minus 5. Whatever you do in the denominator, you have to do in the numerator. So the new numerator, you're going to distribute. 7 times x gives me 7x, minus 5 times 7 gives me 35. So this will be my first ratio. For my next ratio, again, we want it to be x plus 2 and x minus 5. But this time, they have the x minus 5. What's missing? The x plus 2. And whatever I multiply 2 in the denominator, I'm going to do in the numerator. So when I distribute this 4 to everything inside the parenthesis, I'm going to get 4x and plus 8. What's missing is that minus sign that I have here. Let me just bring that on down. How are we doing? Okay, we got some guidance. All right, awesome, beautiful. So, don't factor just yet. Okay, so we needed to have a common denominator. We just basically took the 2 originals and made it into our denominator straight across. So for this one, we had x plus 2. What's missing was the x minus 5. So we had to multiply the denominator and the numerator by the x minus 5. So we don't have to do any breakdown of the denominator over here because we already have its factors. But you did have to do the distributive property. 7 times x, that gives you 7x. And 7 times negative 5, that gives you negative 35. Then we went to the other ratio. Again, we want to have x plus 2 times x minus 5. We have the x minus 5. What we need is the x plus 2. if I multiply both the numerator and denominator by x plus 2, I distribute. That gives me my 4x plus 8. Now, combine like terms. 7 minus 4x, or 7x minus 4x, that gives me 3x. Negative 35 minus 8. Oh, okay. You're basically subtracting everything inside that parenthesis. So if you have your negative 35 minus your 8, so basically the signs are the same. So this gives me a negative 43. Good job, Nike. Good job, everyone. Good. Nice, Amber. Good. I'm so earthy. Nicole, yes. That's what we got for the numerator. Okay, Jess, do you see it now? Okay. And we're going to leave this over top of x plus 2 and x minus 5. Because there is nothing that 3 and 43 have in common other than 1. So if we can't break it down, we bring it down. Okay. So the key thing with the adding and the subtracting is you need to have a common denominator. Once you have the common denominator, you look at your LCM. All you're doing is multiplying each of the ratios with what it's missing from the common denominator. This one was missing the x minus 5. Whatever you multiply in the denominator, you have to multiply in the numerator. This one was missing my x plus 2. So I had to do the distributive property, or whatever I multiply in the denominator, I multiply in the numerator. Okay. Oh, thank you, Amber. I'm glad you understand. This is the only way I know how to do it. And I know it makes some people crazy because they're like, oh, I know how to do this. I know how to do this. Well, this is not the life for you. This is for lives that people have just been traumatized for the rest of their lives about math. And I'm trying to break that cycle because guess what? You pass that on to your kids. And then me as a math teacher, I got to straighten this stuff out. So that's why I start early. I start with you guys and just show you. And also to help you get some empowerment because you never know. It might be your kids, neighbor's kids, a niece or a nephew or cousin that's coming up to you with math and they're like, I don't know how to do it. And then all of a sudden you look, you're like, oh, wait, hold on. I know how to do this. How empowering is that? I think that's just awesome. Like, oh, I can help you. Right? Okay. Oh, Jay Patriot. I mean, I've asked that question like 4 times already. If anything, this is what you can do. Because then you can see I actually answered it. I'm going to upload this live on here. Okay, just type in here. And no matter what... Yeah, that's an older one. But if you subscribe to it, it's a free subscription. And just give me a few hours and I'll upload it. And then you can see it. Okay? Oh, I know it's a serious question. But I answered it 4 times already. I'm a son. Yeah, Michael, this is definitely not an again thing. Because after a while, I mean, that's the one thing everyone asks, like, why do we need math? Why do we have that? I'm like, if we didn't have math, holy hell, we would be floating in space. Our bridges, which really would be falling down. We wouldn't be able to have tunnels. We wouldn't be able to have the buildings that we have, the apartments and all this stuff that we live in. We wouldn't have the fashion that we have. We wouldn't have the shoes that we have, or maybe even the orthotics that will comfort our feet. We wouldn't even have, hell, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. We wouldn't be having cell phones. We wouldn't have internet. We wouldn't have this light, indoor lighting. We wouldn't have light bulbs. We wouldn't have LED light bulbs. We wouldn't be able to have windows. We wouldn't be having computers. Like, seriously, it's everywhere. We wouldn't be able to make decisions, because decision making is like huge. What to wear? What's the weather going to be like? Who's going to be there? You know, who do I have to kill? No, who do I have to beat up? do I have to do this? Decisions. It's all mathematics. Getting up, finding out the time. All right, do you see why I'm excited? You see why I'm tired of answering the same question? Okay. Put back subscribe. Put back subscribe. Put back subscribe. Oh, this part. I'll give you this one instead. Or maybe not. Hold on. Wait a minute. We're going to go on a little field trip. For some reason, it was like, oh, it's not even fitting on the screen. Okay. So you just have to go here. Sign up here. Do this, this. Definitely that and that. Oh. I was like, I know. Oh, trust me, I get it. But sometimes when we do lives, and I talk to my other friends that do heavy math content as well, we're all exhausted with the same thing. Like, how does this, help with architecture? How does this help with this? And I know, like, we're in math, but we don't have to be like full blown. But then when you start researching a little bit more to figure out like where is all this stuff coming from, why am I not really using this in my daily life? That's your decision. I don't know what you want to do with life. I've always felt this way about math. I'd rather you know how to do certain things when all of a sudden, because I'm starting to get students that want to go into a barber college and they have algebra on their interview, and one kid can't pass the algebra because he wants to be a barber. I had another student, that's recent. I have another student that wanted to be a receptionist, and she had to pass an algebra test on her interview. So it's starting to expand. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. 61 likes. I love that. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, everybody, for tapping, because I know you guys were tapping a minute. Janice. Girl, all of these roses. I love it. But, save your money. Spend it on your grandbabies. Okay. So, backtracking, I think all of a sudden starting to get a little sleepy. All right. So, for those that don't know, I created this notebook. I'm really proud of myself for this. This is a math notebook. This is a math notebook that everybody should have in their arsenal this school year. Okay, I hate to say it, but back to school sales are starting to come popping up. So it's not just the notes section and a section for your formulas and your steps. It also gives you resource pages. So here is a factor sheet from 1 to 200. If your multiplication tables is not up to snuff, you can use the factor sheet to help factor out numbers. You can use the factor sheet to help break down radicals, okay, finding that perfect prime combination. You can also, the rules of integers, okay? Sometimes we forget, so why not look at the reminders? We're looking at addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, as well as the most common words used in most word problems and what operation it holds. All right. Then we also have order of operations, the properties of exponents, looking at linear and quadratic equations, everything even to the discriminant. We're also looking at volume and surface area. We're looking at arc length and arc sector. And then we have area and perimeter, as well as Pythagorean theorem. Then we have our SOHCAHTOA and some of our trig identities, as well as the unit circle. Okay, all of this jam-packed into one notebook. The notes section, we have roughly like 100 pages. So each book is like roughly like 137 pages. Yes, try selling that and try to sell it relatively cheap. All right. So if you're interested, you can get this notebook. I'm working on my left-handed version. This was supposed to be my mock-up, but why waste a book? It's right here. I still need the pages. If you like my notes and you really just want to say, hey, Audrey, can I just steal your notes? Well, yes, you can. You don't have to steal it. You just have to pay for it. It's called Audrey's Notes. So what I did is I took all of my notes that I've done on TikTok since February the 2nd. And what I did was I made them into like, mini activities. So if you notice, especially with the later ones, this one we have a QR code. So this one's dealt with dividing polynomials using the grid method. So all you have to do is just scan the QR code and it will take you directly to the live that's associated with this. So this one was back in May 9th, right? And notice it gives you the steps that you should take. Okay, I have some other additionals. This was the synthetic division that I did on the other side, but it was all copies of my notes. So right now I'm currently working on book 5, but books 1 through 3 is available. And you can grab that bad boy if you go here, or if you click on my profile pic, and the first link that you see should be this link. Okay, this is where all my books, you can buy my books directly to here, right here. You can get online math tutoring services, you can get courses, and you can even talk about getting yourself registered with the mock practice test as well. If you're currently taking a test, because I know a lot of people are taking college algebra examinations either next week or the following week. So I think the 30th and the 31st is like the last 2 testing days for most summer semesters. So if you need assistance and you just want to kind of go through it, I got you with a mock test. All right. Where can I get? Okay, thanks, Jess. Yes, thank you. So I work hard to make other people's lives easier, math-wise. Anything else, I can't help you. How can I find a man, Audrey? Yeah. I tried marriage. No. Maybe it was the wrong person, but no. Okay, can I see your sheet for ordering books? Sure. Yep. I think this will show. Yep, there you go. You understand that, right? Where do I find my soulmate? It's fall asleep. I don't know. In your dreams? I don't know. Like, when am I going to find that out? I don't know. I love when people ask me like the weirdest questions. When I was in the classroom, I remember this one young lady like dead serious. I'm sitting here teaching, I'm breaking stuff down. Everyone's like, yeah, I'm starting to get it. This young lady raised her hand and she looks me dead in my soul and say, do you like puppies, Miss Codner? What the hell? Just so random. Those are the only things I kind of miss of not being in the classroom anymore. The things that kids will just think about. And all of a sudden they'll do stuff and I'm like, what are you doing? And they're like, I don't know. It's just so funny to see them go through puberty. It's hilarious. Because they'll start doing stuff and they're like, I don't know why I'm doing this. Like, I don't know why I dropped my pen like that. I have no idea. It just felt good doing it. I'm like, all right. Right? She was definitely in her own world. Definitely. She was definitely in her own world. But I loved them. I mean, yeah. If I was your kid's teacher, trust me, they got hugs every day. They had hand sanitizer before it was required for us to have hand sanitizer. I cleaned my classroom. I had the nice smelling classroom to the point everybody loved coming into my classroom. And I'm like, dude, like, your classroom smells so clean. I'm like, yeah. You know, I didn't take too well with people leaving any kind of trash anywhere on my floors. Nope, pick it up. Right? All right, so how do I go to subscribe? Oh, something's in the way. I try, Amber. Can you send? Can I send it? Wait, hold on. There's something in the way. I need for someone to say something. I'm just gonna say hi to myself in here because I have like some kind of badge in the way. Okay, there we go. So how do I go to subscribe if I send you my email? Can you subscribe to me? So you want to subscribe to what? To YT, or do you want to subscribe to TT? Or I can say TikTok. Okay, that's fine. I'm always censoring myself. I don't even know which one to send. Sure, you can send me. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah, go ahead and email me. Just message me and just send me your email, and then we'll get it all situated. Right, on TikTok? Oh, on TikTok, I think that is under the what is that blessed button? If you go under, I think you go under gifts, and you hit a orange heart. If you go under the gifts part, you hit an orange heart. It's like the price of like 1 coin. Okay. Hello, anyone. Anyone has joined. Michael, I know you're getting a cramp right here. You and Janice. Up by your name at the top left. Oh, okay. Thank you. So if you go up by my name, top left. Yeah, I got like 26 now. There we go. There you are, Sharon. I see you. Yay. I know. You work so hard for me. You guys just work so hard for me. I appreciate it. Okay. She got it. Yes. All right. And then Perseus. Yes. All right. So, yeah, I mean, that would be great. And if you're also interested into that mock practice test, just message me. And I'll send you the link to all that. Okay, so I'll definitely be up and around and about tomorrow. All right. Yep. So anything, if you know of anyone that's thinking about getting their GED, ASVAB, ACCUPLACER, TEAS test, and they need some assistance, please do not hesitate to send and share my information. You know, I want to help as many people out. If it's something that they need, like say more of English, yeah, that's not me, but I do know some English tutors where that can help them. That is, you know, really directed to the ASVAB. So I know I can definitely help out. Okay? Yes. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for you guys coming in. This is it for me. I mean, I know we're going to try to get to 80 because we all love round numbers. So if you want to try to tap it, we're at 79 right now. So all we need is 1,000. And then we'll be all set. And then I will be, all right, tomorrow is what? Tomorrow is Saturday. So I will be here again live at 7 p.m. I might do what I was originally supposed to do, which is point slope. Do that night, like tomorrow night. So I was going to do point slope and how to go from point slope form to intercept form, and maybe even standard form to point slope form. So vice versa. Okay. Yep. Perfect. That's good for me. Hey, Pog, how are you? All right, I'm good. I'm really good. Like, seriously, I'm really good. So, how are you? All right, I'm good. I'm really good. Like, seriously, I'm really good. So, anytime, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. Okay? Yes, my life is crazy, but everyone's life is crazy, right? So, if you have any questions whatsoever, please just say, hey, Audrey, I have a question. Do you do personal tutoring? Yes, I do. Okay, let me know what it is. If you guys have a small group that's doing, say, college algebra, and you want to do maybe a study group, we can make that happen. Okay, all I charge is a small fee. I do a smaller fee on TikTok than I do normally outside of TikTok. Okay, because when I needed assistance, you guys were there for me. So even though some of you guys just met me tonight, you know, you came, you sat, we did math together. This was awesome, right? So just as much as you support me, I'm going to try to support you. Don't worry. God will bless me with funds that I need in order to keep things going. You know, he's doing an awesome job of it lately. And I know things are going to get crazy once the fall starts up again. But that's the type of crazy that I live for, right? The more and more people I can help, the more happier I get. I guess that's my love language, right? All right. All righty. Well, my name is, well, I don't want to say Slim Shady. Sorry. Well, my name is Audrey Codner. Okay, it's not Codner Gibson anymore. You know, we dropped the Gibson over a year now. My name is Audrey Codner. I'm the owner of ACG Math Tutoring. Before tutoring, I was a classroom teacher for over 22 years. So I was in the trenches with some of you guys. And prior to that, I used to play professional basketball. Yeah, so go ahead, Google me. You'll see it. Just type in Audrey Codner. That's my actual name. That's my profile name. And just type the word basketball after it and then enjoy the read. I used to be a beast. Yeah. Tried out for the New York Liberty in the inaugural year. Just missed it. Got final cuts. You know, I was trying to play a post player. I'm 6'1", going against girls that are 6'8". You know, there's only so many elbows to the gut you can give without being legally thrown out of the games. Yeah, I was a dirty player. I was dirty. I love setting screens. But then, yeah, just life just kind of took me on a roundabout. Played professionally overseas, inducted into 2 Hall of Fames, St. Joe's Hall of Fame and the Big 5 Hall of Fame. And that was my then. And I look forward to my future as being Audrey, just being Audrey, you know? What was my jersey number? 13, baby. 13. Yep, 13 was my number. Yep. So, all right. Let's all have a little calming down session, and I will see you guys tomorrow evening. All right, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I will be, if you want to come to the mock, just let me know, because we're going to have it tomorrow at 10 a.m. And then on Sunday, it will be at 7 p.m. Okay, so I have dates and times. You figure out what date. And on Sunday, it will be at 7 p.m. Okay, so I have dates and times. You figure out what date and